Would you guys please welcome the Randys?
Yeah.
And there's a Chief Randy, Mr. Randy Brooks in the middle.
Yeah.
And then there's Chief Randy Brown over here on the right.
Yeah.
And there's Chief Randy Palmer over on
Yep,
the left.
thank you guys.
Thank you, Randy.
And Randy Treadway's hiding back here in the back.
And these guys have driven a long way to play their music for you tonight. I can't wait. You guys just take it away, Randy. Whichever one.
We should really have worked up a part.
We should.
I've been practicing that line all week.
We should.
Randy Brown took an official poll of when everybody was born and decided that since I'm the oldest, I should go first because I'm the least
Age
likely,
before beauty.
Yeah, least likely to make it to the end of the night. So I spent all afternoon at playing in a band at the Jimmy Buffett parking lot concert, and boy, is it nice to be in air conditioning and sitting down right now. But to decompress slowly, I thought, well, I ought to do something a little tropical. I have a co-writing mentor up in Nashville, and she hooked me up with this guy in Chicago, said you ought to write together. So we did a Skype co-write. A.D. Macklin is his name, and he's not a musician, he's a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
But he said, well, what do you want to write about? Because I don't perform, but you do, and I'd like to write something that you might actually be able to use. And I said, well, I play in this sort of trop rock band, tropical stuff at pool parties, and so we could write a tropical song. And he said, that's great, let's do that. And then in a minute he said, I've never been to a beach. Who has never been to a beach? But being a lawyer, he was very methodical, and he went out and interviewed some people who'd been in the Navy. And he started Googling tropical things, and he said, you know, I found out that in Jamaica they've got this the most popular suntan product is blue lizard lotion. That might be fun to work in. So I said, okay, let's start with that, and that's what we started with. I like to sit by the ocean with my babe and my blue lizard lotion. We wait for the sound of the boys who come round and whip up the day's commotion. They get drunk and wind up in a fist fight. Then they go for a swim in the riptide. They drive through the chop doing 55 knots. You can hear them exclaim as they capsize. What could go wrong? We're just having fun, making the most of our time in the sun. Come on, this won't take long. What could go wrong? Those crazy boys do the firewalk on a bet for a bottle of Fireball. They take a can of beer out on a rickety pier and use it for a game of football. In a scene right off of a postcard, they play chicken on the bay with the Coast Guard. They light up their smokes while they're fueling their boats, and they say as they blow up the boatyard, what could go wrong? We're just having fun, making the most of our time in the sun. Come on, this won't take long. What could go wrong? If you let down your guard, the crazy boy in your heart will get his wish. And before you can stop and think, you'll be saying, hey, hold my beer and watch this. What could go wrong? We're just having fun, making the most of our time in the sun. Come on, this won't take long. What could go wrong? We're just having fun, making the most of our time in the sun. Come on, this won't take long. What could go wrong? We're just having fun, making the most of our time in the sun. Come on, this won't take long. What could go wrong? Are you Next in line.
I've got to follow that.
Yeah.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
Well, it just
Touche.
well, it just so happens I wrote a song with a lawyer.
No way.
I really did. No, a good friend of mine who, by the way, Randy
Treadway.
you need to have him here. He's a young man by the name of Terry Klein. I met him at Southwest Regional Folk Alliance a few years ago. Incredible young songwriter. He was a young. He's in his mid-40s. He's young to me. But he was a law partner at a big law firm in Boston, and he told his wife, he said, I'd really like to move to Austin and be a songwriter, and she bought it.
Whoa.
So and she works and he sits at home and writes songs. It's pretty cool. It's a cool gig if you can get it. But so I've always told Terry that if I ever get arrested, I'm calling him, because if he can talk his wife into doing that, I'm going to get off. But the first time that we wrote together, we really didn't know each other. I was driving through Austin and I had his phone number. I called him and said, "Hey, you want to write a song?" He said, "Yeah, why not?" So we sat and kind of visited a little bit, and we both found out that our wives support this insanity of being songwriters, and we had that in common. So we wrote a song for our wives, and this is for Barbara and Terry's wife also. This is what, 46 years next year? No, next month. Yeah. Okay.
But it seems like a year.
What could go wrong? She makes breakfast, sends the kids off to school. She goes off to work like I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I'm living my dream, chasing some silly tune. It's a verse in the morning and a chorus in the afternoon. She don't mind the fact that I'm not normal. She's the only woman who could love a man like me. She's the only woman who could love a man like me. I talk too loud and I kick her in my sleep. Oh, she's the only woman who could love a man like me. Too many 50-cent beers, I'm singing at the top of my lungs. I drove my Chevy to the levee, I think that's what I sung. My friends were all laughing, how could anybody get that drunk? She's just sitting there smiling that pretty little way she does. Oh, that smile made up my mind. She was the real thing. She's the only woman who could love a man like me. She's the only woman who could love a man like me. Greatest Bruce High, least likely to succeed. Oh, she's the only woman who could love a man like me. So why does she stay? I don't know. I'm amazed. What does she see? How can it be that she chose me? She's the only woman who could love a man like me. She's the only woman who could love a man like me. Any other woman and I'd be history. Oh, she's the only woman who could love a man like me. A man like me. Thank you.
This is the first time I can remember being the youngest at anything for a long time now. This is great. This is,
3 hours doesn't really count, right?
I know, yeah. Yeah, this is great. I met Randy Brooks at Swerfer several years ago. Back a ways. And Randy Brown and I have been hanging out together, and we do a duo show together called the Randy Boys. And
It never ends. It just never ends.
and the reason I'm saying that is because I'm going to invite him to play along if he wants to on this song.
What are you doing?
High Plains. Yeah. But this is a song. Yeah, he doesn't want to. Well,
I'm leaving.
Oh.
This was a guitar, but I washed it.
Yeah. I did that with a sweater once for my wife, and it was a beautiful mohair sweater, right? Or what? Very nice sweater, and it became doll clothes. Okay, this is a little bit about my hometown and Randy of Amarillo and up in the High Plains. Well, these headlights are looking forward to the Oklahoma border. We're leaving Arkansas, all these trees behind. We're gonna roll across these ranges, these wide, empty spaces, down gravel roads to peace of mind. These wheels, they're pointed westward to the scrub oak and the red dirt, to the acres my great-granddaddy claimed. It's a farm, it's family, it's good heart, red winter wheat, and everyone knows my name. Out on the high plains, where each mile along this road takes me to where I belong. I'm going home to the high plains. And these wide lines slap the rhythm to a new verse being written, to the songs I've been singing all my life. Oh, there is no mystery, I did not fit Tennessee, so I'm on my way to clear blue skies. If you look across the horizon, you might see a dust cloud rising behind a 1999 beat-up Ford. My name is on the mailbox, my key fits a door lock, my favorite chair is on the porch. Out on the high plains, where each mile along this road takes me to where I belong. I'm going home to the high plains. And without those city lights, Milky Way's gonna shine so bright. This blind man, he might perceive his sight once again. Out on the high plains, where each mile along this road takes me to where I belong. I'm going home out on the high plains. And these headlights are looking forward to the Oklahoma border. We're leaving Arkansas, all these trees behind.
Thank you.
Well, we've each done one, so good night. Thank you for being here. My wife's not here, so I can't sing a song for her, so I'd like to sing a song for Helen. Sometimes I believe you don't love me no more when you treat me the way that you do. You don't never sweep up our mobile home floor, and you won't even fetch me a brew. When we was first hitched, you was one sexy bitch. When did you turn into a shrew? I'd rather be sailing with Governor Palin than fighting all day with you. I'd rather be sailing with Governor Palin than fighting all day with you. I'd have me no cares, she'd protect me from bears while she served as my one-woman crew. With her Photoshop body, she looks like a hottie. She's nice, but she's naughty too. I'd rather be sailing with Governor Palin than fighting all day with you. You come in all sweaty from mowing the lawn, and you won't even fix me my lunch. And if I dare tell you I'm thirsty as hell, well, you'll give me a Hawaiian punch. Oh, don't you recall when we started it all, how you loved me with all of your heart? Now I ask for a quickie, you call me a sickie. Oh, when did we drift apart? I'd rather be sailing with Governor Palin than fighting all day with you. I'd have me no cares, she'd protect me from bears while she served as my one-woman crew. With her Photoshop body, she looks like a hottie. She's nice, but she's naughty too. I'd rather be sailing with Governor Palin than fighting all day with you. At night while you're snoring, I lie there awake, and my mind has a mind of its own. I dream about stealing a boat off the lake and sailing to islands unknown. And if I could vote on who I would elect to join me in nautical bliss, you can have your Obama, I'd holler, oh mama, Alaska, to give me a kiss. I'd rather be sailing with Governor Palin than fighting all day with you. I'd have me no cares, she'd protect me from bears while she served as my one-woman crew. With her Photoshop body, she looks like a hottie. She's nice, but she's naughty too. I'd rather be sailing with Governor Palin than fighting all day with you. I'd rather be sailing with Governor Palin than fighting all day with you.
The gauntlet has been thrown down. Okay. Pardon me, I'm going to get a little political. I'm not happy at all with the state flower of Texas. I mean, bluebonnets are beautiful, aren't they? They're gorgeous, but they don't represent the spirit. They don't mess with Texas spirit, the chutzpah of Texas. So, I've started a political action committee, and I'm raising money to change the state flower of Texas to something I believe is much more appropriate. And this is the theme song. Well, out here in Texas, everywhere you go, it's in the pastures on the sides of the road. It's got fuzzy green leaves, little white flowers. Sure looks pretty, but it's got hurting power. It's a bull nettle, bull nettle, bull nettle. Pretty white flowers, you better not meddle with it. Bull nettle got a powerful sting. There's only one way to stop that pain, yeah. So I was riding my bike, was down around Crow. I saw this armadillo, he was crossing the road, and he twisted and he turned. He swerved like a riddle, and the next thing you know, I done landed in the middle of a bull nettle, bull nettle, bull nettle. Pretty white flower, you better not meddle with it. Bull nettle got a powerful sting. There's only one way to stop that pain. Yeah, I'll tell you how to stop it later. See, I don't know much about WMDs, but lately it has occurred to me that there's not much worse that can be found than bull nettle growing in a fire ant mound. I said, a bull nettle, bull nettle, bull nettle, pretty white flower, you better not meddle with it. Bull nettle got a powerful sting, there's only one way to stop that pain, yeah. Don't mess with Texas, you know that's true. Slap a blue bonnet and see what it do, then slap a bull nettle. See what the effect is. Bull nettle should be the state flower of Texas. Said a bull nettle, bull nettle, bull nettle, pretty white flower, you better not meddle with it. Bull nettle got a powerful sting, there's only one way to stop that pain. Do you know how to stop it? I'll teach you, it's easy. You can't A on it, can't B on it, can't C, D, or E on it. Relief is queen, O, and Q. Now you know just what to do for a bull nettle, bull nettle, bull nettle, pretty white flower, you better not meddle with it. Bull nettle got a powerful sting, there's only one way to stop that pain, yeah. Thank you.
Well, this is going to stretch me out tonight. Just
Come on.
I think you need to do the new song.
no, not yet.
Oh, okay.
But Ann, I need to apologize. This is my wife, Ann, sitting here. Yeah, Ann and I, we've been married for 39 years almost. Next month, and yeah, 39 years, yeah, and she we dated for 10 years before we ever got married. Wow. So we've been hanging around with each other for 49 years now. So we one time she when this was way back in college when we were dating, she told me to hit the road and never to come back, and which was just normal for our relationship at that time. So I went back to my apartment, and I ran a hot bathtub, and I got in the bathtub, and this is my typical thing then, and I took my vis-a-vis pen and I wrote this song on the tile to get back at her. And bad news was it happened to be a Sharpie that night. Yeah, so I bought that tile, and it's a little song talking about the state of our relationship. You're the wax banana of my life. You're like a 3D colored dream. You're like a snowstorm in the movies, 'cause you just aren't what you seem. You're like the brush of Michelangelo. In a master's hand you really click. Take away the painter, you're just pig hairs on a stick. You're the wax banana of my life. You're like a 3D colored dream. You're like a snowstorm in the movies, 'cause you just aren't what you seem. Yes, and darling, I still love you. You'll always be my big game bird. 'Cause when you call my name out, it's the best duck call I've ever heard. Oh, and honey, never leave me. You're like the flap in my underwear. Most of the time you're useless, and yet there's times I'm glad you're there. You're the wax banana of my life. You're like a 3D colored dream. You're like a snowstorm in the movies, 'cause you just aren't what you seem. She loves this song. Ah, you should have been a movie star. All the villains you could chase. And I'd love those happy endings when the credits roll across your face. You're the wax banana of my life. You're like a 3D colored dream. You're like a snowstorm in the movies, 'cause you're not what you seem.
think this has gotten out of control.
I think your love song's too long.
How are we going to rein this back in?
I'm not sure where we go from here. It's like we're circling a black hole, and I'm a little nervous.
Well, it seems like when you do these things, sometimes you have an idea of what song you think you might sing, but then the guy before you sings something, and that triggers, oh, well, this would follow that real well, and this just seems to be going downhill. We're just and picking up speed. You both mentioned Swerfa, that year, a couple of years ago when I was down there. Southwestern Regional Folk Alliance. It's the Kerrville people put this thing on in the fall, and a hotel full of singer-songwriters, and you go from room to room hearing people, strut their stuff, and you get to meet people. It's great, great networking. And one of the things they do when you check in on Thursday or whatever day you get there, there's a fishbowl at the check-in table, and you pull out what they call a prompt. It's a little piece of paper, looks like the inside of a fortune cookie, and it's got a word or a phrase on it. And if you choose to accept the challenge, you're supposed to let that prompt you to write a new song over the weekend and sing it at the closing brunch on Sunday. And my paper said something about hassle, and I thought, I really don't have anything. But then about 3 a.m. on Sunday morning, after I'd got back from listening to all these great performers, I thought, oh, you're a weenie if you don't come up with some kind of song. So I wrote until 7 in the morning, and then I was still chicken, and I waited until like there were 2 janitors left in the lunchroom after the brunch, and I sang the song. But that's where this song came from. Is from Swerfa. The wife said, honey, it's a day off for you. Get out of that bed, I got some chores you can do. I pull all the pillows back over my head, and I pretend I didn't hear a single word that she said. They say a man's home is supposed to be like his castle. Think I'll stay here in bed because life is a hassle. I don't want to sweep, don't want to take out the trash. Don't want to wash, don't want to water the grass. I don't want to root the toilet that's clogged. Don't want to litter the cat, don't want to neuter the dog. I don't want to jog, don't want to kickbox or wrestle. Want to stay here in bed because life is a hassle. My kids smoke reefer and my parents drool. I'm too young for Medicare and too old for school. I just can't seem to win that Powerball, or I would buy me a yacht and sail away from it all. I used to be sane, now I'm going berserk. I'd like to retire, but that's way too much work. I could take a chance, but I don't even dare. And I know I ought to pray, but I ain't got a prayer. Unless it's a Sunday when I go to mass, I'll just stay here in bed because life is a hassle. My income's little, my prostate's big. I've got new music, but I can't get a gig. The doctor said I have to give up ale and eat a lot less pizza and a lot more kale. If life were fair and I could do what I wish, I'd buy me a fishing rod and learn how to fish. I'd drink cold shiner with a bunch of my friends, then I'd take a nap and wake up and I'd do it again. But this ain't my kingdom, I am only a vassal. Think I'll stay here in bed because life is a hassle. You think you've got troubles, baby? I got a passel. Gonna stay here in bed because life is a hassle. Until that woman comes back in to give me some sass, I'll just stay here in bed because life is a hassle. But here she comes now, and she ain't wearing tassels. Better get out of bed because life is a hassle.
You wore out the rhyming dictionary on that one. Damn. Okay. I surrender. Now for something completely different.
A man with 3 buttocks?
I can't. Something like that. I'll tell a story about this. I've got a new record coming out September 27th. It's already recorded, but we're fixing to start doing radio promotion and everything. And I guess this could be a funny. It's really not funny. No, this is not a funny song. But I was staying up in Portland with a friend a few years ago, and his wife is a painter. And I tell people they had me tied to a wall in the basement for 2 weeks while I was playing there, but not really. This is a really nice little apartment downstairs in the basement. And for those of you from Texas, a basement is below the main floor of your house, typically underground. I was completely unfamiliar with basements. But I stayed there, and she was a painter, and there were all these paintings, and there was one painting hanging on the wall, and it was a painting of a red crow. No, there's no such thing. But I kept looking at this painting, and finally I went, I'm going to write a song for this red crow. So this is actually the title song from my new record. There's a red crow outside my window, and you don't know what that's like, 'cause he's haunting me, he's taunting me in the fading light. Heard him calling as night was falling. Well, he gave me such a fright, that red crow outside my window last night. That's a mystery, how I can think I see this thing that simply can't exist. But I saw him, I heard him calling. Belief is useless to resist. My heart fluttered, a prayer was uttered. My trembling hand reached for the light when I saw that red crow outside my window last night. Last night. Blood red feather on my windowsill revealed itself at morning's light. I hold it in my hand and shiver still. A chill like icy fingers climbs my back. My first thought today was to run away, leave this terror far behind. But when he found me, my spirit bound me to this fate I can't unwind. And I am sitting in the kitchen, windows open to the wind, and I'm waiting for that red crow to descend. Well, there's a red crow outside my window, and you don't know what that's like. Thank you.
That's going to be a great record. It is. It's really going to be a good record. And Randy Brown and I go back a ways, and we've been writing songs together for a while. And think we're in tune. Okay. So this is a song that we wrote together. We were at a conference called Folk Alliance, and we were and it's really expensive to go to these things. And so what did we do? Instead of going to the seminars and going to all the how-to sessions, we were in our room writing songs. And
We could have done that anywhere.
I know, yeah. But we made up rules for this particular song. The first rule was that we had to use a chord we had never used before. The second rule was that it had to be a sad love song. And the third rule was that we had to look something up on the internet for the song. So, and you can, yes, sir.
See, I was going to say, all of you, look, what's the deal? Make sure your tenor's up.
What?
Make sure your tenor's up. Okay, I got you now.
Okay, sorry. Oh, the starlight breaks the silence, the colors fade to gray. Stars all talk among themselves along the Milky Way. Andromeda's not speaking, she hums a mournful tune, and Venus chases from setting sun to morning light. Am I the only one staring at this starry host, regretting what I've done? Mars is gently setting, Orion's in the swoon, and Venus chases the moon. She whispered, I'm sorry, I just turned away. So what more is left to say? If I had told the truth, would I be standing here, feeling like a falling star about to disappear? Oh, a footnote in the margins, a black and white cartoon, watching Venus chase the moon. She whispered, I am sorry, I turned away. So what more is left to say? If I headed back right now, she might still be home, but the promises are broken. I stand here all alone and watch these stars fade one by one, the sun to come up soon, and Venus chase the moon. Watching Venus chase, watching Venus chase the moon. That was all. Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking like Andromeda
That's
or
what I was
Galaxy
thinking.
stuff.
Randy actually came with that. Then we looked up a little bit. I can't remember exactly what the line we looked up, but maybe it was Mars swooning.
It was something we were trying to make sure we got it fairly accurate
Yeah.
astronomically.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said
So we
one
didn't
of-
make astronomical stuff ourselves. It's Poor Pun Saturday, by the way.
Yeah.
What was the chord?
Yeah.
Is it more than one?
Yeah. Well, there's one, and you just slide back a little on.
Leads into it.
Release it a little.
Yeah, we're pretty simple folks. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
That's pretty technical. Beautiful. It reminded me a little bit of one of my favorite songwriters, the late Chuck Pyle.
Oh man.
I bet that sounded like something he would write. He inspired this this next song after I opened some shows for him out in Nevada, and I was flying back on the plane. I wrote this based on something that he had said. Before I married my wonderful wife of 32 years, I had a couple of unfortunate relationships. Women that it just didn't work out, broke my heart, and it took me a while, but I finally realized what the problem was. I kept choosing these women where we both loved her, and neither one of us loved me. And so, and so that's all there is to tell. I was so torn apart back when you broke my heart. It took time, but now I see we both loved you, and neither one of us loved me. I thought we were a team. I was lost in a dream. I woke up to reality. We both loved you, and neither one of us loved me. Driving down the road under sunny skies, how the look of love sparkled in your eyes. How was I so blind? Now it's crystal clear. You were just in love with the rearview mirror. So when you changed the locks to our house, I was shocked. I felt cheap. You felt free. We both loved you, and neither one of us loved me. Then you followed me with a love or two who adored themselves even more than you. Honey, listen up. Here's my favorite rhyme. Don't cry to me, 'cause it's payback time. They say time wounds all heals. Now you know how it feels when a true love sets you free. We both loved you, and neither one of us loved me. It took time, but now I see we both loved you, and neither one of us loved me.
How the hell did I get to follow this guy? I'm running through the catalog right now. It's little index cards. And they're in like reverse alphabetical order. That's how I'm dyslexic, by the way, so that's what you are if you're really dyslexic.
you are.
Quiet in here, I was worried.
What am I going to do? Okay. I actually I started writing this song for my mom shortly after my dad died about 10 years ago. And being the typical selfish son, I realized about when I was 2/3 done with the song that I was really writing a song for myself and not for her. That's how it goes, isn't it? So I was lucky enough the song was picked up by, and you'll go, what when I say this. When you hear after you hear the song was picked up by a Christian label, and was on the first release of a label called Flaming Torch Records this spring, and they did a beautiful job of it. Very different from how I do it, but I think that's pretty cool. The song's called "The Trouble with Me." So the trouble with me is I think too much. My wheels spin around, they'll never slow down. Got no brake or clutch. And the trouble with love makes us lie to ourselves. Then we promise forever, though we know better, it'll end in farewell. So hold on to me, hold me so hard, hold me like nothing, tear us apart. And the trouble with breath, you'll never know it's the last conversation you'll have with your mom or your dad till it's in the past. So hold on to me, hold me so hard, hold me like nothing could tear us apart. Trouble with life is that it goes on when the whole world is shattered and the ashes are scattered and you're all alone. Hold on to me, so hard, so hard, hold me like nothing, nothing, nothing can tear us apart. And that's the trouble with me.
I have to admit, I was thinking, I wasn't picking out a song. I was thinking about that song. It's such a beautiful song. And,
Yeah, that song's really now for my mom. She passed away like 2 months ago. So, yeah.
Well, now we're all bummed.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
I'm trying to pull us out of that black hole we were headed into.
Yeah.
Now we're going in another one.
All right. No. This is a little song about daydreaming. I do that a lot. And if you do it, so have some fun. In my dreams, I'm an engineer just rolling down this track. And I'm headed west across the Rio Grande, and I'm never looking back. Up into the Rockies, down the other side, to the Badlands and the canyons where the outlaws go to hide. And that'd be somewhere down the line, across the Great Divide, where the dreams I dream, they come alive. Somewhere down the line, where the stars are shining bright, I'll be a hero or a villain, somewhere down the line. You know, in my dreams, I'm honest Abe with a pen in my hand, and I craft those words that speak the truth about freedom in this land. And then I turn into Jesse James, where blood is cold as ice, a bandana stretched across my face and my gun at my side. And that'd be somewhere down the line, across the Great Divide, where the dreams I dream, they come alive. Somewhere down the line, where the stars are shining bright, I'll be a hero or a villain, somewhere down the line. You know, I could cross the Jordan into the promised land, or I could ride with Don Quixote, hold $1 million in my hand. It's all a great adventure, so saddle up and ride somewhere down the line. Well, it's hard to be a pioneer in a settled land, so I've been dreaming of homestead in heaven, and I'm making up a plan. I gotta sneak around these pearly gates, I know everything is true, like D.B. Cooper took the money and the parachute, and he's gone somewhere down the line, across the Great Divide, where the dreams I dream, they come alive. Somewhere down the line, the stars are shining bright, I'll be a hero or a villain, somewhere down the line. I'll be a hero or a villain, somewhere down the line. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't have a daydreaming song, so let me go back one. I've got a song for my dead mother that it was actually for her when she was alive, and like you, I started dedicating it to her. And after she passed away a couple of years ago, I opened every show with this song. But it's not a sad song; it's a drinking song. She, mom taught me how to drink, and
I assume not water.
not water. And she'd cover for me too, because my dad was a teetotaler, so she'd cover for me when I was hungover or something like that. Oh, Randy's got a bug; he's not feeling well. Leave him alone, you know. So one morning, Saturday morning, I woke up and that lesson that you think you've learned for the last time, and then you learn it one more time. Oh God, I had too much last night, and I just grinned to myself, and I thought, well, I came by it naturally, you know. It's in the genes. And so that's where this song came from. I know I ought to stay at work tonight. We're getting way behind. The boss is asking for some overtime. He says we're in a bind. I really hate to turn him down again. I ought to be ashamed. But somewhere out there there's a happy hour calling out my name. I inherited the party gene. I'm afflicted if you know what I mean. Where there's a band and an ice cold beer, I'd rather be there than here. You can never find me home at night. I'm addicted to the neon lights. I'm a guy that likes to see and be seen. I inherited the party gene. I like being where the action is. I like to paint the town. My opinion is the day begins when the sun goes down. I like to party till the cows come home, until the well runs dry. And if the cows stay out all night, then buddy, so will I. I inherited the party gene. I'm afflicted if you know what I mean. Where there's a band and an ice cold beer, I'd rather be there than here. You can never find me home at night. I'm addicted to the neon lights. I'm a guy that likes to see and be seen. I inherited the party gene. My woman said she couldn't take no more. She said I was a beast. And so she went and told the whole sad story to the parish priest. I could have given in and changed my ways. I could have been enraged. But I'm happy for the priest and her. I hear they got engaged. 'Cause they inherited the party gene. They're afflicted if you know what I mean. Where there's a band and an ice cold beer, they'd rather be there than here. You can never find them home at night. They're addicted to the neon lights. They're a pair that likes to see and be seen. They inherited the party gene. You can never find me home at night. I'm addicted to the neon lights. I'm a guy that likes to see and be seen. I inherited the party gene. Party on, Mom.
I'm not real sure about you, Randy.
Don't let him talk to you that
But
way.
I'm getting sure by the minute. Okay. Damn. Well, this song is about a guy that didn't get that gene. But he lived in one town for a long time. We've lived in Mineola, the town that we live in now, for 40, 45 years. God, we got to get the hell out of there. We really do. Yeah, sometime soon. But anyway, I was up in Salado with a friend up there, songwriter by the name of Richard Paul Thomas. RPT is what we call him. Y'all know him?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a great guy. And so we had never written before, and we're sitting around talking, and Richard says, "Yeah, what we're going to write about?" He said, "There's a lot of buzzards flying around here lately. I think this town might be dying." And I went, "Let's go with that." Well, unfortunately, the buzzard kind of got kicked out. He shows up in the bridge. You'll see when he shows up. But unfortunately, in East Texas where I live, the town that we live in is pretty prosperous, but there's a lot of towns that aren't prosperous anymore. So this is for those and the folks that live there and have lived there all their lives. Wrong song. Got it. This always was a one-horse town. That horse up and died one day. So I just sit here in this rocking chair, watch it fade away. I slept alone now for 13 years. Lord knows I miss my Elma Jo, but don't you know, she always said that we should leave this place, but it's the only home I know. You know I love this town when you could hear the sound of trains rolling down at the station. They don't stop no more. Boarded up the store, and all the young folks moved away. Well, this graveyard's all that grows down here. Somebody's passing every day. Just us old folks left here hanging on, so it don't matter anyway. But I love this town when you could hear the sound of those trains slowing down at the station. They don't stop no more. Boarded up the store, and all the young folks moved away. See that buzzard way up there? Well, he's circling round and round. If it was me, I'd fly away, but I'm stuck here on the ground. This always was a one-horse town. That horse up and died one day. So I just sit here in this rocking chair, and I watch it fade away. I just sit here in this rocking chair while we both fade away.
Good.
I hadn't had this much fun
That's
and been
good.
conscious.
I know.
Or had clothes on.
I don't believe I'd have told that.
Hey, Randy, I told you don't show those tattoos. Randy knows which one I'm doing.
Now we're wondering. Now we're not. No, yeah. Which Randy was he talking to? When I was like 13 years old, my family decided to build a cabin in the mountains of New Mexico, and it turned out to be one of the most wonderful experiences of my life. And because mostly I got to know my dad building this cabin and working on it. But there was this old man. His name was M.B. Allen. He was a general contractor in Amarillo, and he decided he would help us build this cabin, and at least get it to the point that we could take it ourselves. And he would take off at the afternoons, and he would always go fishing. And he would come and get me and steal me from the construction site, and then so I got to escape all the work. And so this is a little tune about M.B. Allen. Well, it's straight up 6 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Idling at the gate, we were first in the line. I was 13 years old. He was shouting stories about the ones that got away and the ones that are bound for glory. Old Bill Gallagher had a knowing smile when he opened up that gate. He said, $3 for that kid and $6 'cause you shave. I see you got a new fishing buddy. I hope you teach him right. MB grinned and said, hey Bill, we're having fish tonight. He said, cast your line into deeper water. Leave the past behind. Welcome to the wonder of an ancient love affair between a fish and a fisherman. You got to take a chance if you hope to reel her in. Reel her in. So like a bucking horse, that old Jeep, well, it bounced around that lake to a secret cove that MB called his sea of grace. And it was on that sacred shore he imparted this wisdom about love and war, good and bad, living and fishing. He said, cast your line into deeper water. Leave the past behind. Welcome to the wonder of an ancient love affair between a fish and a fisherman. You got to take a chance if you hope to reel her in. Reel her in. Now MB had a certain way you had to bait a hook. 13 kernels of corn, 2 salmon eggs, and 3 marshmallows, and a worm. The amazing thing is you caught fish. And he checked my line every time I threw it out to make sure it was baited correctly. So now I'm 50 years down this road and I'm still coming back. Got my grandson at my side and we're bouncing down this track to a secret cove, a sacred shore. I know what I'll say about the ones that are bound for glory and the ones that get away. I'll say, cast your line into deeper water. Leave the past behind. Welcome to the wonder of an ancient love affair between a fish and a fisherman. You got to take a chance if you hope to reel her in. I'll reel her in, yes, reel her in.
Sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Great harmony. Great harmony.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
I'm gonna have one more Randy jump in here real quick. Y'all know the way this works. You know, the great thing about having the wonderful artists that we have here is they get to meet the great people that come here because y'all always give of your heart, and that's what we're gonna ask you to do. It's better than church, man. We'll put your money in that bucket up there, and these guys that have driven from Amarillo, from East Texas, and from some goofy place.
I think somewhere until the statute of limitations runs out for this one. So.
He changes voting districts on a regular basis. But,
And John's
yes.
too. He's got a Walmart
And
shirt.
y'all know the way it works, guys. Just put everything you can in here, and they get all of it.
Yeah, this guy, he's working for Walmart to try to make ends meet as a songwriter.
And lube.
He needs all the help he can get.
That's because he's so damn good at guitar and lube.
I was telling the story of my wife listening to the radio commercial for Discount Tires one time, and she said, "I live in Dallas. Why would I want them to mountain balance my tires?" I said, "It's not mountain. It's mount and balance your."
And that could have been taken really badly too.
It could have been, but we won't go there. All right, we're gonna do one more each, and then we're gonna run out there, and the women are gonna line up for the restroom out in the hall, and the men are go out and pee on the goats. So,
If you can catch it. We are videotaping.
Just like at home.
that may be the way they do it in Mineola. I don't know.
I'll tell that story a little bit later.
Well, since he mentioned putting stuff in the plate, I'll try to inspire you by doing a semi-religious song for you. It's you don't hear all the good baseball spirituals these days that you used to when I was growing up, and so I'd like to do one for you right now, a song that I'll dedicate to any of you who consider yourself either religious or athletic supporters. It's Will you be ready at the plate when Jesus throws the ball? Life is just a baseball game and most folks play to win. But you won't ever get to first if you're wallowing in sin. You'll never make the team if you don't lead a Christian life. If you've been making love, my friend, she'd better be your wife. Will you be ready at the plate when Jesus throws the ball? Will your life be an infield fly or a base hit off the wall? No sinner's ever happy when he hears that umpire's call. Will you be ready at the plate when Jesus throws the ball? Will you be in condition on the day you get the call? Or have you broken training rules with drugs and alcohol? If you can't play the game, you will be sent down to the minors, where Satan is the manager, and it ain't in North Carolina. Will you be ready at the plate when Jesus throws the ball? Will your life be an infield fly or a base hit off the wall? No sinner's ever happy when he hears that umpire's call. Will you be ready at the plate when Jesus throws the ball? Hallelujah, brothers and sisters. Did you always think the initials RBI stood for roguish body inclinations? When someone mentions the immortal babe, do you think they're talking about Cheryl Tiegs? And if I were to walk up to you right now and say Raleigh fingers, I bet you'd think I'm in a rash transmitted by means of petting. Well, brothers and sisters, you're in trouble, and what you need is my pamphlet describing the road to salvation. It's entitled The Fall of the Roman Empire, and special operators are standing by right now to take your call. The number is spelled out in chewing gum on the bottom of your chairs, and if you hurry and call before midnight tomorrow night, we'll send you absolutely free an autographed photo of A-Rod and J-Lo at the Christian Science Reading Room. Now, all you have to do is send us 3 bills. We don't care what currency, but we do ask in the interest of ecumenicalism that no 2 of those bills be of the same denomination. Your pamphlet will come to you colorfully wrapped in either a red or a white sock, and we've got good news for you health food fans. The pamphlet is made of recycled kale. Now, ask yourself this question. Have your morals gone on strike? Do you direct foul language at the folks that you don't like? And would you rather steal than base your life on something fair? And do you stay at home or go out swinging everywhere? Will you be ready at the plate when Jesus throws the ball? Will your life be an infield fly or a base hit off the wall? No sinner's ever happy when he hears that umpire's call. Will you be ready? Hallelujah, brothers and sisters, save your soul. Sing along one time. Will you be ready at the plate when Jesus throws the ball? Will your life be an infield fly or a base hit off the wall? No sinner's ever happy when he hears that umpire's call. Will you be ready at the plate when Jesus throws the ball? Will you be ready at the plate when Jesus throws the ball?
Yeah. That's good.
Got any baseball spirituals?
Well, I think I can speak with a little authority here because I'm Church of Christ preacher's son. Yeah. So I was pretty much ruined to start with. But the benefit I got is that by the time I was probably 13, I could quote almost all the New Testament. So I feel like I have a really good grasp of what it says. But I decided that I didn't like any of those books, so I was going to write my own. So this is called The Gospel According to Lloyd. And the people cried, Lord, 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 we all feel guilty, sad, and poor. You know, I think we've been ignored. We could use some help here. And he appeared leaning up against the wall in wholly faded overalls, a big cheek full of red man chaw, one gal is swinging free. He said, now the name's not Lord, it's Lloyd. But I don't get annoyed, 'cause I really do enjoy. I'm unexpected. And they said, hell, you can't be the Lord. You're just some dumbass country boy, and you must be nuts or unemployed. And he started grinning. And there appeared a pile of lumber, and he laughed so loud it thundered, and they all stood slack-jawed in wonder. And he built a Ferris wheel. He said, you know, life is like this wheel. The ups and downs may seem so real, but no matter how they make you feel, it's just illusion. And there's no heaven, no hell, no sin. Just this wheel, it spins and spins, and on it never ends, forever. And then he turned and he walked away. He said, I'll leave you kids to play. Enjoy every single day. They are my present. And the people cried, Lord, Lord, Lord. Well, our faith has been restored and we no longer feel ignored. Please visit us every day. So what if God were a country boy and his name were really Lloyd, and he said that life was to enjoy and not feel guilty? Praise the Lord. Thank you.
Good song.
No pressure.
Well, I'm going to try something that I shouldn't probably. But last night we were in San Leon, Texas, and I'd played there once before, and there was this this guy was doing a house concert. He took me to his favorite watering hole, and it was a bar called Raylene's, and everybody in that bar, I will be on Medicare this time next year. Everybody in that bar pretty much is at least 10 or 15, 20 years further along the line than I am, and these guys could really party hard, and so I wrote a little tune about them. So. It's the kind of place you can talk Medicare, IRAs, interest rates, and depends underwear. By 2 or 3 In the afternoon we'll all gather there, and we'll raise a cheer for one more year that we're still here at Railings. Best damn water hole I've ever seen at Railings. So we'll buy around and we'll paint the town here at Railings. Yeah, the decor has an ambiance that yells yard sale. Yeah, stuff was on the truck to the county dump when it landed here. And that jukebox in the corner only plays George Jones. And that TV screen, well, Fox News is always on at Railings. Best damn water hole I've ever seen at Railings. That's right. So won't you buy around and we'll paint the town here at Railings. Flip phones are the way that we still make a call. And the golf carts, they're parked side by side on the parking lot. We drink a little, we fish a lot here on the coast. And moo-moos and matching shirts are our favorite clothes at Railings. Best damn water hole I've ever seen at Railings. So we'll buy around and we'll paint the town here at Railings. Now this is a folk song, so we have to sing it all together one more time, because you're just now getting it. At Railings. Best damn hole in the wall I've ever seen at Railings. So we'll buy around and we'll paint the town here at Railings. Yeah, we'll buy around and paint the town here at Railings.
We'll be back in just a few, y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.